Ellen will be back with more during the course of the game. Meanwhile, here is the thumbnail sketch of the PBH rulebook. 4 8-minute quarters, stop time only in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. Dome zone scoring, that's the 30-foot arc extended from the goal line, 1 point inside, 2 points outside. There is no penalty box, but there are 5 team fouls. After the 5th one, look out, a penalty shot. 4 face-offs in the game. When tied at the end of regulation, a 3-man shootout. Tied after the shootout, they'll go to a 5-man sudden death. We are set for the drop of the ball. Grimshaw in his home whites taking on Bascombe in his road reds. Salsa against the Gargoyles. Chad Siebel with a new look. He's sporting the shades back inside his own zone.
Now, is that because of the sun or because someone popped him in the face and he's got a black eye? He's the kind of guy that gets under players' skins.
He's a very confident player, very confident skater.
The kind of guy that you want on your team, you hate to play against.
You're going to see 2 of the smoothest skaters on the surface right now. Rob Harris, number 64, playing defense out in front of his goaltender. The ball is batted aside by James Jensen, and look at Jensen's again, flattening out to poke check the ball aside into the right offensive corner.
Talking to both teams before this game began, Salsa said, you know what, we're going to change our entire defensive alignment. We're going to have one guy back at all times. And if you notice, Siebel's back at half court right now. Bradshaw, the goalie, said, you know what, we're giving up too many second chances. The guys are getting behind our defense. We can't let that happen anymore. I just can't sit there and be stuck with players just bombarding. I mean, give me the first shot, clear the rebound. They're going to keep one guy back at all times.
Tell you right now, the ball has been kept inside the half court, inside the Gargoyles portion of the surface. They have been having trouble working it out. The Salsa with a very aggressive forecheck, but look out here, back the other way. And boy, Grimshaw with an opportunity to give his club the lead.
Did you see the V go behind Sholey, the goalie, on that one, and one pad just happened to get the ball?
Jonas Englund along the backboards. Players must keep in motion. They cannot come stationary as they are now. Surprisingly, our officials are letting play go on. High off the ramp it comes. Englund with a burst of speed. He's got a man in tow. Swatted aside of the defense. Semrau along the far boards looking for an option. Stripped to the ball. Dennis Lefevre upstairs, and he hit the bottom. It's a goal.
Great score by Lefevre. Now that's one of those ones where Bradshaw said, I want the first shot. Well, you had the first shot. But Lefevre roofed it. Great play.
1-0 Gargoyles here in the first quarter. And Lefevre is the kind of guy that if he gets on a roll, he can burn you in a hurry.
Unstoppable. He's greater on the net. He's a good two-way player, but he really, you notice his shine when he's on offense.
Christian Lalonde back in the lineup for Salsa, sporting the number 51. Ball comes to rest along the near boards. And now this will be interesting to see how the fragile personality of the Salsa responds, because this is a club that everyone is expected to erupt, but it seems like whenever they get rocked on their heels, they have a tough time recuperating.
It's the team psyche. It really is. And either they start playing a really dumb game of hitting, taking penalties, taking themselves out of the game, trying to get revenge for who knows what reason, as opposed to staying in the game itself and making sure, you know what, I'll get that guy back when it's clean. Let's get the lead. Let's get some goals. And they tend sometimes not to do that.
Ball comes to rest in the near corner. You notice now that the players are also using the color-coordinated tape on their sticks?
Yeah.
Goes right along with the uniforms. What spectacular uniforms they are put together
so
by the
beautiful.
Corporation.
Yeah. So attractive.
Here comes Mike Butters. He'll lean into this one. Oh, Bradshaw. Caught that one flush in the logo. We have a timeout on the floor with the score 1-0 thanks to a goal by Dennis Lefevre. And with that, we'll pause for a moment. So there you see it, the bench of the Gargoyles. You're watching PBH action on ESPN2. Pro Beach Hockey on ESPN2 is brought to you by Lee Dungarees. Can't bust them. And by Sam Adams, a better glass of beer.
hockey on ESPN2.
Well, we once had Rolly the goalie. Now we have Sholey the goalie.
Sholey could only hope to be as good as Rolly Melanson. Sholey, though, was a good goaltender. Sholey had his years in the minors, played his juniors up in Canada.
You know what I like about Sholey, though? Every time you see him, always a smile on his face.
Yeah, he's happy. Hockey is his life. As we've mentioned in past telecasts, he runs a rink in Southern California, an ice and roller rink, which means he has leagues. He manages both ice and inline surface. And this is what he does for a living. This is it.
Well, I'm sure if you had asked him just a couple of years ago, would he ever be playing goal out in the California sunshine, I think he would have said, probably not.
He'd probably say, God, what a cool thing to do.
Exactly.
When's that going to happen? I'd like to be involved.
Well, he's in the thick of things right now. The latest craze out of Southern California, pro beach hockey. Founded by David McLean, the commissioner of pro beach hockey is Chris McSorley.
And McSorley has quite a name for himself in the hockey world. The only coach to win world championships, both the RHI and professional hockey. He won a few of them in the IHL with Las Vegas. So the guy's been around. He knows how to win. He knows how to put together a good product on the ice and on the court, and he's doing it right now at pro beach hockey also.
We have a delayed call for interference against Andy Rimshaw. This is going to result in a free shot from the top of the dome zone.
Now, it's interesting. Andy, before the game, said, you know, we've got to be physical with the Salsa team. We've got to go out there and hit them. The thing is, don't hit them stupidly.
Well, they're going to let Chad Siebel take the shot, and folks, this guy's got a rocket. Battling that all the way was James Jensen. Opportunity here. Denny LaFave moves in and way out of his crease. Brad Scholl with the save. At center court, Dean Wilson. Supported back at his own line. Johan Englund moves the ball up quickly.
Dean's an interesting character, Dean Wilson. From San Diego, Southern California kid, went away and played juniors at 17 years old and played college hockey at Bemidji State, a really great institution, Division II, upstate Minnesota, right near the Canadian border, with Pete Peters as his coach. And Pete Peters is very famous in the hockey world. After 2 years, he came back to San Diego and he was playing in the RHI for the Barracudas. Well, professional sport. He lost his eligibility to play college hockey.
Is that right?
So he stayed professional, and he told me just earlier today, he wanted to quit hockey. He just got all of his work done in his mouth. His teeth are back from his hockey days. Put braces on them, fixed everything, and then they called him for this. He said, I can't quit hockey yet.
I notice he's wearing the Eric Rice black mouthpiece right now.
He's got the mouthpiece going. Underneath the mouthpiece, he has all his brace work in there, and his nice teeth are going to be back. Just hopefully he'll keep all the sticks and balls out of his mouth.
Pete Peters, former standout with the Philadelphia Flyers, is up the far wing it comes. Breakaway opportunity. Gap closes quickly. Check out the wheels on Dave McLean to break up that play. Show without his stick. Time winding down here in the first quarter. Harris with a shot, and Scholl just got a piece of that with a glove hand. Inside 30 seconds to go. 2-point range. Mullen the shot, and Scholl just waves at it. Rimshaw takes a hack in the corner. Things are starting to pick up from a physical standpoint right now. Rimshaw, close range, backhander wide.
Scholl has got to stand on his head. Salsa's got to get the ball out of the zone.
And Andy Rimshaw has taken it upon himself to begin to mix things up, and you can tell the Salsa can't believe it. Rimshaw just rode McLean hard into the far corner as the buzzer sounds.
And McLean held his own to a point. He threw Rimshaw off him, but let me tell you, he took the brunt of that one in the corner.
And take note, you don't see this very often. 1-0 after 8 minutes of play. One quarter complete. Back with more from Huntington Beach, California, here on ESPN2. Huntington Beach, California, James Jensen. Here is a guy that has been talked about as one of the top goaltenders in the tournament.
He's playing exceptionally well. He has been playing all along. The important thing is Jensen has a team in front of him that knows how to play defense. Every goalie needs defensemen. Talking to a couple of the Gargoyles earlier today, Mike Butter said, you know, I'm not sure how many teams have thought about this. We have two guys on our team that are ex-professional defensemen. Okay, everyone wants to score goals. Everyone wants to play the offensive game. A game like this is so fast, we have one of those two defensemen always back on the top of our own dome zone. Don't tell anybody this. That's what we do. And look what it does for them. It's a transition game that they have down because they have guys back where you'd be in the point that know how to play it, and they do it on purpose.
Mullen with the blast. Ball leaves the surface. Back the other way it comes. St. Cyr with a rocket.
He's got a bullet.
Boy, I'll tell you. Stick down in a hurry for Jensen. 2-on-2 back the other way. Harris, 2-point goal. Robbie Harris. You could put a patent on that shot for him.
Robbie Harris with just, I mean, the answer to the last shot on the other end. He just let that thing fly. Now, Harris has been around for a while. Ross Harris from Victoria, British Columbia. He's one of the owners of Sure Shot hockey equipment. It's a warm-up suit. In fact, our referees out here at Pro Beach Hockey are wearing his designs. He's a guy been around the minor leagues for quite a bit. He's been RHI, 1997-98 WPHL All-Star, new league down in the Midwest, WCHL, Reno, Bakersfield. In fact, at Bakersfield, Mike Butters was his GM.
No way.
I kid you not. And Mike Butters, because of his days as a pro, had to suit up for a few games. And Ross says, oh, that was a sight to see. Butsy back out there playing some pro hockey at the minor league level.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He slowed down the game to a point the concessionaires loved him. Along the wing, Lefevre. Pass deflected, St. Cyr, 2-on-1. He's got Arsenault opposite side. There's the one-time pass, and a two-point attempt sails wide.
But once again, even on the 2-on-1, you had a guy back for the Gargoyles.
Siebel, slap shot again, comes to rest in the corner. Hard off the left wing boards, 2-on-1. They try to catch Salsa in the midst of a line change as Wilson drives the net, and out of the net comes Brad Scholl to steer it aside. 3-0 here in the second quarter, inside 6 minutes to play. On the doorstep, Jensen down to make the big save on Shane Arsenault.
Great pass play with Jerry St. Cyr, but once again, Jensen comes up big.
Opportunity just outside the dome zone. Bibeau wants it back. He does, but it's sticked aside. And here they come. St. Cyr wants the pass. There it is. Give and go the shot. And the save made by Jensen. Just got a piece of it as Siebel was the last man in.
Three guys you don't want coming in on you. St. Cyr, Siebel, and Christian Lalonde all together. Nice play. Good work, but they got to finish.
Inside the zone. Lefevre rolls off a bump from Bascombe. Cuts right out front, and look at Brad Scholl getting the body down in front of that wrist shot from point-blank range. 3-0. Gargoyles on top of the Salsa. Jensen wants a whistle, free out. Simon Bibeau will gear it up and bring it back the other way.
Another of those great hockey names. Simon Bibeau.
Bibeau.
I think he's from Pacoima.
England played ahead. Siebel spins away from Mullen. You know, I gotta respect this guy Siebel. His hand-eye coordination's gotta be miraculous, because whenever I put a pair of sunglasses on, forget about it. Try to catch a ball, hit a golf ball, forget about it.
You're right. And it's gotta be incredible. As you said earlier, he's very strong in his skates. He's got a good balance, good low center of gravity. And he's got real good hands.
England mishandles. We get a whistle away from the play. It's an official timeout on the court. And it is the Gargoyles behind a 2-point blast off the stick of Ross Harris with a 3-0 lead. You know, shutting down the opposition is exactly the type of game, that grinded out style of game that the Gargoyles like to play.
They love the defensive game. They are of the belief, and as we've all heard it before, defense leads to offense. Well, let me tell you, the Gargoyles are the epitome of that. They're doing it every single game. They have the big guys up front. They have a strong guy like a Rimshaw, but they also have a guy like Butters back in the point. So you know there's always someone back who's going to help you out. That leaves the goalie, James Jensen, a lot happier knowing he's not going to be stuck on odd man rushes.
A lot of their guys saying it leads to frustration, and that's just the type of game they want to play as Rimshaw drives the net, and look out. He and Christian Lalonde, the sticks are up. Officials better step in. Lalonde's got that big right hand free. Now he gives Rimshaw a bit of a face wash with the other.
Rimshaw is one guy who's never, ever shied away from confrontation. Lalonde's the big boy himself.
Right now, it'll be interesting to see how the officials sort this out. Both players are going to be escorted to their benches. Apparently, nothing further beyond that will develop. 3 minutes left.
Those are two guys now who know how to drop the gloves. They have been in the NHL. They know what they're doing. They've played hockey at its finest. In fact, one of them, it's a great story from Christian Lalonde. He said, you know, I had a great 3-year contract with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Unfortunately, 2 of those years, they won the cup. So they weren't going to let me even suit up. Poor guy, wrong place, wrong time.
2:30 to go in the half. Home run pass all alone. Dean Wilson moves it on goal. Scholl got the stick down, and on the turnaround attempt, ball grazes the side of the net. Jensen's out to play it high off the glass. DeBow will try to work it along.
Wide open hockey. This is fantastic. I mean, this is when the players are using end-to-end action. The goaltenders are sending the ball down from one end to the other. That's what you want to see. That's what Pro Beach hockey is at its finest.
Greg Semrau will try to use the hanging V to his advantage. Weak clearing attempt in neutral court. St. Cyr bumps DeBow from behind. Jensen wants a whistle. He notices that his club's in disarray, free out. That's how quickly the game transitions. Just like a street hockey game.
Exactly what it is. That's why you have the black surface. That's why you have the nice bright yellow ball. I mean, how many of us have played street hockey in our sneakers with a bright yellow tennis ball? And it's non-stop. The only time you stop is when a car comes in the way. You gotta move your shoes.
Game off.
Game off. Game on. That's exactly it.
On the wing, back it comes. Lefevre just outside 2-point range, moving inside, give and go pass. They score. Big goal in the closing moments of the half. Ross Harris again.
Harris is just such a solid player. And Bibeau was there for the tip. And if you saw, you couldn't see on the screen, but you had 3 guys up front. The 4th guy was not rushing in to be involved in the offense. He was back here on his own dome zone, making sure nothing came back after him.
45 seconds to play in the half. 1-point shot on the backhand, well wide. Rimshaw back on, senses confrontation with Lalonde. 2-point range, here it comes, they score! 2-point goal!
Ross Harris, one more time. Rimshaw brought everybody his way. Harris was wide open, just let it rip. And once again, we have the situation where, all right, how are the Salsa going to react?
It'll be interesting to see how they score it, because that shot originated outside the dome zone. When he teed it up, if the ball was anywhere on top of the line, it would have been constituted as a single-point goal. It is a 5-0 Gargoyle lead as time expires here in the first half. Dave McLean and the Salsa slowly make their way to the locker room. They've got a lot of catching up to do when we return, but they can do so in a hurry. Keep in mind, shots outside the dome zone, 2 points. 5-0 at the half. Gargoyles back with more on ESPN2. Slammin' dancers keeping the folks riveted here at halftime at the PBH Bowl in Surf City, USA. And that brings us to our Lee Dungarees halftime report.
Every team has their characters, but Mike Butters of the Gargoyles, with his physical style play and zany personality, is arguably one of the most entertaining players out at Pro Beach Hockey.
My name is Mike Butters. I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba. I currently reside in Los Angeles, and my hockey background is I played Junior A in New Westminster and Estevan, Saskatchewan League. Played pro for a year in Switzerland in the European Elite League. And I played pro over here in North America for almost every league imaginable. The East Coast League, International League, the American League, and had a cup of coffee in the NHL.
And there's a character in Slapshot called Ogie Oglethorpe who has a big afro wig, and I found this wig in a wig shop one day. I do improv comedy on the weekends, so I found this wig and I was working on a new character. And I said, wow, that's Ogie Oglethorpe. So I grabbed the wig and I wore it out here in warm-up for a joke, and the guys are like, leave it on, this is great. So I just started wearing it, you know, and being follically deprived, this is the 90s now, I kind of like it.
Well, I'm not a hockey player anymore. I play one on TV now. It all started, I guess it started when I was a kid. You know, I did a couple episodes of Sesame Street, and so I kind of got the bug early. And when I came out here, I came out to play pro roller hockey. Guy hands me a script. This is like 5 years ago when the other league first started. Guy hands me a script and says, "Are you an actor?" And of course, being not an actor, I'm like, "Sure, I'm an actor. All right." And so he says, "Okay, I'll hand you a script. If you can read it well, you got the part. It's a small little part in the movie. And if you can, I'll put you through class and do it." Well, I ended up getting the lead part in this movie, crummy movie, but I got the lead part in this movie, and then the rest was history. You know, I started doing commercials and stuff like that, because big, ugly hockey players are hard to find in California. My latest, lately I was in Senseless. I played a hockey referee, big stretch there. I was in Titanic. I played 13 different characters. I did stunt work in Titanic, so I did all the water jumps, and I was a baker, small little scene, but I got in the movie.
Just happy, having a good time. When we get on the floor, if somebody messes with our goal scorer, well, then I have to take care of them. And that's what I'm there to do, you know, lay the hard hits on and keep our goalie out of trouble and just get the ball up the floor, and that's basically it, you know, and lay the odd high elbow once in a while.
We are just moments away from the start of the second half as you're watching the inaugural season of Pro Beach Hockey here on ESPN2. And for more on the story, we'll go courtside where Ellen Weinberg is standing by. Ellen?
Thanks, guys. I'm joined by Shane Arsenal of the Salsa. After two, you guys are struggling out here. What's going on?
We're in a little bit of a rut today. We're doing all we can. We run into a hot goalie. We're taking lots of shots. Maybe need to pick it up a little bit physically. We got a big, strong team. Want to keep hitting, keep shooting, and see what happens.
Can you get back into this game?
I think so. With the 2-point conversions here, that's 3 shots and we're in the lead. And all we can do right now is keep plugging. I think basically we're in control of the game. It doesn't seem like it on the scoreboard, but we have the ball for the most part all the time, and we'll just go from there and see what happens.
Great. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Along with Ellen Weinberg and Dan Moriarty, Chris Matson back with you here to call the second half of the showdown between the Salsa in red and the Gargoyles in their home whites.
Just talked to Chad Siebel, number 61 in the Salsa. Great attitude, and what he said was, you know, it's 5-0. Obviously, in Pro Beach Hockey, you can get back in a game in the bat of an eyelash. However, we have to take those 2-point shots and make sure people are going to the net. Jensen right now is playing extremely well. We got to get on him. And
there's your 2-point blast by Siebel.
By Siebel right away. Jensen comes up big. Stevenson didn't get to the front of the net on time, but that's what they're going to try and do to get themselves back in this game. As far as the other guys are concerned, just talked to Mike Butters. He says, you know what? The Gargoyles were playing great. We had one bad game earlier on in the tournament where we had a lead, and then we started thinking, oh, yeah, we got this game. They didn't realize how quickly things turn around. Now they know, and they're going to stay with their 1-1-2 defense.
Slap shot taken by Rimshaw, leaves the surface, free out for the Salsa in the drop zone.
You know, it's so funny. They call it a 1-1-2 defense. But really, it's an offensive setup, 2-1-1. But they refer to it on the Gargoyles as a defense. That's how they want to play the game.
Court is 168 by 74. Right now, Salsa trying to work it back the other way quickly, and they do. Man streaming on the wing. Arsenault, there's the feed. Hooked from behind cleanly by Jonas Hoagland.
Great back check by Englund.
I just said Jonas Hoagland.
That's okay. We can change his name.
There you go.
Just don't tell his parents.
Johan Englund. I'll tell you, being Jonas Hoagland wouldn't be too bad right now.
Johan Englund, he's from Sweden. I don't think his parents will see this show anyways. A Swedish Elite League player. In fact, you know what? He's on the Swedish national inline team for 1997. He's at the World Championships. The guy can play the game, obviously. As can everybody here at Pro Beach Hockey. These are most of the best players inline in the country.
Opportunity again. Arsenault shanks it wide. He had the man down and out and just missed.
That's when things aren't going your way. He had Jensen beat.
Outside the dome zone, slap shot, battling that ball to the surface was Brad Scholl. 5-0. Gargoyles in white. Ross Harris with a 4-point first half. Dennis Lefevre with the other goal. 2.5 minutes gone already here in the third quarter.
Now, I know they said they're going to take long shots at Salsa, but taking that shot from center ice was just too darn far. There was no one in front of the net to even get a rebound.
Outlet St. Cyr picked off center court. Robbie Harris will play back. Butters quickly ahead. Christian Lalonde along the left wing board. Glides in the direction of a loose ball. Butters again, tees one up. Rockets off the glass. Karams to the right wing boards. Neither club has really come out and set the tone here thus far in the third quarter.
Not at all. It looks like, you know, the Gargoyles are content to keep the ball in their offensive zone, of course, with a 5-0 lead. But the Salsa, if they're going to get in the game, have got to take control. Shots like that won't do it when they're 5 feet wide.
Ball leaves the surface off the three-quarter glass carom, and so we'll get a free out at the drop zone. 2 drop zones on each half of the court. This one, Gargoyles in deep, wide side feed. Harris spins around one man, scores at the other.
Ross Harris. It's just a one-man. You know, you can play a defensive game when you got a guy like Ross Harris and Andy Rimshaw up on forward.
So Ross Harris.
Did you see that move?
5-point day.
He went in there and just faked people out of their jocks. What a great, great play by Ross Harris. Can you say jocks?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Back the other way.
And if you say it's okay, I'm saying it.
Oh, whistle sounds. Timeout on the floor. Harris with 3 single-point markers and a 2-pointer has spotted the Gargoyles a 6-0 advantage. There is Ross Harris. We talked about him earlier. Became a fan favorite with the LA Blades and Roller Hockey International. So this is a guy that the fans can really come to recognize and cling to. And right now, with a 6-point performance, he is putting on a clinic.
He's a guy you can cheer for, so the fans have to love him. There's the hat. The hat comes flying on over near the Salsa bench. Some things never change. Nice move by Ross Harris. A great setup by Mike Butters. They just caught him sleeping with after the timeout.
Out of the corner it comes. Mullen bumped off the play. St. Cyr moving it on goal. Waiting for a man to break free. Top of the dome zone it comes. Blast in on goal. Taken by Bascombe. Sails wide.
Put that shot on net. You had 3 guys down inside the dome zone.
Well, the Gargoyles were commenting earlier that the perfect game would be to get James Jensen a shutout. It's not an easy task in this game. Ball can move down court in a hurry. But right now, Salsa's having trouble getting things going offensively. All alone, St. Cyr, paddle save Jensen.
What I think they've got to do, because they're playing dead right now, you got to get somebody out there to really rock someone. Just make sure you don't throw a rock either.
Oh,
there
you
you
were
go.
saying? You were saying. Oh, my.
Just as I opened my mouth, there's a rock. It was a charge. No, the cross check. Okay, I'll take that. But just the same, if you can stop the shot now and save a goal, you get your team into it a little bit. You see that, you know, a guy like Semrau isn't one of your big hitters. well, he's willing to give up his body. Let's go play. And maybe the rest of the guys will follow suit.
Well, Matt Mullen was about to skate off after taking the hit. In fact, he was looking for a license plate number somewhere.
I was going to say, you think Mullen can see the ball right now?
Right. But they said, no way. Don't give him the satisfaction. Get out here right now and take this shot.
And there he goes. Right after he shoots, he got right off the ice. Right off the court. Sorry about that.
Out to center court it comes. Dave McClain weaving to the outside. Centering feed, they score. That's the one they were looking for. Finally a way to solve goaltender James Jensen.
What did we say? Get out there, ring someone's bell. They do it. They come right back. Siebel puts it in. A nice play out of the corner to Chad Siebel.
7-1 Gargoyles. Minute and a half to go, third quarter. Along with Ellen Lambert and Dan Moriarty, Chris Mattson welcoming you here to Southern California. Pro Beach hockey. Hockey like you've never seen it before. Of course, that looks familiar. Players battling along the board. Siebel taking his man down.
That is something that is all over. Hockey is hockey. You can't change that part of the game. When your boundaries are boards and there's no escape, you have to have contact.
Wilson looking for an option. There's the deal. Christian Lalonde stuck right with him and played into the near corner. Salsa churning back. Dave McClain again.
Siebel and Bibeau are behind the play, throwing him a little bit.
Dave McClain is a native of Tampa, Florida, and this is a guy that looks very much at home on these Hot Wheels.
He does. He plays hockey down there in Tampa. In fact, right now, his new project, he's trying to get a rink built.
Really?
An inline rink down in Tampa, Florida. That's what he's working on getting produced and putting it together.
Simon Bibeau chips around the defense, moving in on Scholl. Ran out of real estate in the corner. Boy, Simon Bibeau looking comfortable handling that ball deep inside Salsa territory.
Extremely. We have a penalty there also.
Holding's going to be the call on Dave McClain. And so as time winds down on this quarter, freebie of a shot. And I got a feeling that Andy Rimshaw is the guy that's going to let loose with a rocket. No, he's going to step aside and Bibeau will step in.
The thing is, if you look at McClain as he went to the bench, he was sucking air. It was a long shift for him. And when you have a long shift, you're going to get called for a hold. You can't do that. 4-on-4, you got to make sure you change your players all the time. That's where a good leader comes in and good coaching.
So a classic instance where you realize that this is a running clock. That call came with 15 seconds left. Players could not get back in position in time. Third quarter expires. When we return, the free shot from the top of the dome zone on ESPN2. Players in position. They'll jam the net from the right side. Here it comes. The shot rising up high. Scholl will play the rebound off the glass. Out of traffic. Robbie Harris dishes to Rimshaw. He throws the shot just off its mark.
They can't lose sight of what they were trying to do. Salsa's got to hit just like that. Don't get yourself out of the game. One hit.
Robbie Harris, one-handed deal. Back to Mullen. Matt Mullen in the high slot. Harris with a shot in on goal, and Brad Scholl wants a whistle.
A nice shot by Ross Harris once again. Looking for another two-pointer.
Rimshaw with a rocket. Well, I'm glad for the live band that there is that three-quarter glass.
I don't think Rimshaw liked what he was hearing. that was marked for the far corner.
Carnival-like atmosphere here.
Did you see that goal?
Three-quarter glass and in.
Siebel puts it over the three-quarter glass, back down in front, off the goalie, in the net. That was an incredible play. If he did it on purpose, I congratulate him. If he did it by accident, I still congratulate him. That was just fantastic. That's what the players have got to use that ramp and that three-quarter glass for.
You know what the argument is? They think he batted it ahead with his glove hand, and that is the only instance into the net where they should stop the play. But no, they're going to give it to Mike Stevenson with the goal. It is now a 7-2 game here in the fourth quarter.
One goal at a time for the Salsa.
Rattled high off the three-quarter glass. Bebeau's blast leaves the surface, and we will lose a ball and gain a free drop. Salsa free out. Christian Lalonde will play to Chad Siebel. Tip in attempt. Oh, what a save by James Jensen. He got the paddle down in a hurry.
That was from half court. A nice shot slash pass to Arsenault.
How about that? Christian Lalonde from two-point range, and we are now being told, here is the official call on the previous marker. The blast originated from outside of the two-point zone, hit the three-quarter glass and went in off the body of a gargoyle. So it counts as 2 points.
So they gave Siebel 2 points on that.
Exactly.
And then 2 points just now on the long shot outside the dome zone from Christian Lalonde. So officially, we could be at 7-5.
Exactly.
And that's where we should be. But St. Cyr's over there talking to the officials right now to make sure that is the call.
So that's how quickly you can climb right back into the action here in Pro Beach hockey. Down by just 2 goals. The Salsa on the attack. Timeout Gargoyles. You're watching PBH on ESPN2. Just inside 6 minutes to play.
Plenty of time left. They're doing what they said they want to do. Take the long shots. Back within 2 goals, or back within quite often 1 shot, as we know.
Gargoyles have just about seen a 6-point lead evaporate here, but on the doorstep, Rimshaw nonchalantly tries to steer it past Brad Scholl. Hard around off the hanging V.
Look at the way Gargoyles are playing. They're not going to change their style just because they've gotten scored on 2 long shots. They still have 2 guys back playing the box.
Man back, Rimshaw. There's the deal. Rob Harris riding the ramp along the board. Back out it comes.
2 guys.
Long distance blasted on goal. Scholl to save. Dave McLean with the outlet feed. Broken up, set ahead, Rimshaw. Supported by Harris. Butters will step up. Moves on the attack. He winds, he shoots, he scores!
Mike Butters coming down the right-hand side. Usually you see him back in the point, staying at center ice. He comes down, takes the shot, right-hand side. That's a 2-point shot from outside the dome zone. That's definitely a 2-point shot. It looks like they're giving him 1, but it looked like a 2.
Well, they're arguing their case. I think they're going to rule that Butters teed it up from outside the dome, but by the time he made contact, the ball was on top of the dome line.
There you go. So they give him 1 point. It's a 3-point game then.
8-5 in favor of the Gargoyles. 4th quarter action from Southern California. Jensen plays to the opposite wing. Inside 4 minutes to play. Oh, did you see that elbow come up?
Siebel was right there. They got to keep on keeping on and make sure you get the body, but don't get into some kind of pushing and shoving match. It'll do you no good. You're only down by 3. And Siebel's a guy who can really churn it up out there.
Mike Stevenson trying to set the screen out front of the Gargoyle goaltender, and now St. Cyr drops his man Johan Englund. We have a delayed penalty coming up against the Salsa. Save made by Scholl, the arm uplifted, and we are going to get a shot from the top of the dome via the team foul against St. Cyr. Well, Dean Wilson was dropped. He'll take the free shot.
Just what we said they couldn't do, though. Salsa has got to keep their head. St. Cyr is their leader. He's their captain. He's their coach. You don't take that kind of penalty in the offensive zone and give momentum back to the Gargoyles when you're only down by 3.
Bascombe with a shot. Karam's off the ramp. Jensen wants a whistle. This is surprising. Typically, the officials warn the goaltenders to keep that ball in play.
He's going to tee it up.
Oh, man, did that get there in a hurry. Ball is swatted aside.
Here they
Mullen
come
will play
again.
back to Butters. Right back it comes.
And Butters and Mullen are back here in an I formation. 2 guys up front. They're going to stay in this formation the whole game.
Dave McLean with Rimshaw in tow will send up the left wing boards, intercepted by Butters. He has one already in the game. Likewise for Lefevre. But Ross Harris has really been the story. 4 single-point goals and a 2-pointer. Turnaround shot. What you got to do, get that paddle down in a hurry. On the wing, Butters. He'll bring it. Tell you, Mike Butters, he's been shooting from all areas.
Well, what he's doing, because they're pinching on defense once in a while, is that when he's back here in the eye and gets the ball, he has plenty of room to come up the outside as long as someone's going to stop back for him. And once someone goes and drops back, he has clear sailing. He'll let it rip. He's a big boy.
Behind the play, Englund again. A little bit of extracurricular activity. We're inside 2 minutes to play, so that means stop clock the rest of the way. Lefevre has the helmet ripped off his head. No penalty called. Englund, a long shot in on goal. Scholl with a quick exchange to James Bascon.
Keep an eye on Lefevre and Siebel over there. He's tackled him out there.
Oh.
What a way to get a nice dive, but at the same time, you know, Lefevre did have a hold of his waist.
And the key there for Siebel, keep the skates moving.
Exactly. Now,
I'm sorry, you were saying?
you don't want it to backfire on you, because you saw Lefevre and St. Cyr went after 2 minutes ago, and now Lefevre and Siebel going at it. Thing is, if it backfires, you're only up by 2 points.
Siebel's saying, you know what? My right shoulder's just not right. I don't know if I want to take this shot.
They wanted St. Cyr with his pill to come out here and let it rip.
Here's Siebel. He eyes it, tries it, tries it.
Whoa.
Siebel with a 4-point game. 8-6, fourth quarter.
That was a blast. So Siebel himself is keeping him in there.
Just outside the dome zone. Wilson, no look feed along the near boards. Now it's down to 2. If you're the Salsa, do you bring it from anywhere and crash the net? Maybe hope for a 2?
Yes, you do. Right now, Stevenson should go to the net. There he goes. Siebel gets it to him.
Swatted aside of the defense. Right now, Gargoyles looking a little bit gassed.
They're playing 4 guys deep. That's it. No one's going on offense at all. Let the Salsa bring it up, which may not be the best point or the best idea, but they're doing it. Then once you get your stick on it, just get it down the zone.
Mullen had the skates swiped out from beneath him by Jerry St. Cyr. There's a minute to go in this game. We'll keep an eye on Brad Scholl. His club trailing by 2. Lalonde.
Rimshaw's down there trying to give him a hard time, and he should do that. Everyone else should get back.
Mullen doing a good job on the forecheck. Ron Harris sends ahead. Rimshaw denied. Siebel looks for an option. There's the feed in open court. Ron Harris will step up again. 30 seconds to go in the game. Gargoyles by 2. Good play, Stevenson. Inside Gargoyle territory. Again, Scholl has to stay in because Rimshaw's got a partial breakaway with Harris. He deals, they shoot, they score!
You know, if someone's going to put it away, it may as well be Ross Harris. A nice play by Rimshaw the whole way. Salsa comes out right away to try and catch him. Back in. Oh, and Harris comes across and gets tripped by Scholl. The Salsa tried to get right back in the game very quickly. They couldn't do it. The Gargoyles hang on. Put the icing on the cake, Mr. Ross Harris, with his 7th point.
I'll tell you, no garbage goals for Ross Harris on this day. They were all of the highlight variety. Gargoyles a winner, 9-6. We'll be back with the finishing touches on this telecast. You're watching PBH on ESPN2.